Peace everyone, Unmask here. Welcome to day one of Inktober. Hello Hildy, Blue Shadow. Sorry, yeah, I usually start after I get set up, but actually today I was kind of right on time. So waiting a little last minute. So hopefully there's quite a few new people here to the live stream. I know that most of my live streams occur really early in the morning US time. So for those of you in the United States, this live stream is just for you. So I have my initial sketch out already, and it's just a thing. It's just a horse for now, okay? But before I get into that, I want to talk about the tools that I'm using. So the ink that I have that I'm going to be using a little bit of with a couple brushes is the Koh-I-Noor black drawing ink, and I have a couple Mircon pens. These are one of my favorites, just a few different sizes of those. One of my new favorite pens is the Mangaka Flexible fine tip pen. I actually don't know if I'll be using this in this live stream, but I'll certainly be using it in the following days because I'm going to have a lot of live streams for the next 31 days. I got this new brush. This is a Sable brush, round brush, Kolibri from Germany. I have a couple white gel pens. I have two of them here. I have this one called Hybrid Gel, and then this one I've been familiar with for a really long time, the Jelly Roll by Sakura. And one of the other pens that I went ahead and picked up is this Faber-Castell Ecco Pigment waterproof black ink pen. And it looks like, I don't know, maybe like a 0.1 or a 0.01. I mean, it's very fine tip. Got a couple other brushes here. I have this fan brush because of what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to try to create some grass-like texture with my ink, so I'm going to try out this fan brush. I've never used it before, so I've just kind of had it sitting there. And then I have this older brush that I'm going to use for some ink. So let's get right into this piece. Hello Cece, hello everyone. Gosh, there's so many of you in the chat right now. Anna, welcome. So let's see. Yeah, so like I said, it's a horse, and let's just get right into the inking because I don't know how long this live stream is actually going to be. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can get a better view of what I'm working on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my little jar of ink here, and I'm going to start using a brush because I have quite a lot to cover with this drawing here, and I'm going to just kind of be inking the entire horse black for the most part, with some exceptions. So let's check out this ink, shall we? See how it works. I did a few little tests with this ink already when I got it because I wanted to make sure that it was nice and black, and it does seem to be very nicely black, which sometimes you struggle with finding, is a really nice opaque black ink. So the Koh-I-Noor ink seems to work quite well. Oh, you know what? I forgot to mention what sketchbook I'm working in. So this is just a Canson sketchbook, nothing real fancy. The participation in this year's Inktober was kind of sporadic, and yeah, I wasn't really prepared for it all that much. So I ended up buying all of these supplies this past Friday, trying to get ready for Inktober, and so I didn't have much time to get the sketchbook that I probably would have preferred. I think I actually would have preferred the Strathmore toned gray or toned tan sketchbook, but I didn't have time to order one, and I would have had to have waited for it to come. So I went ahead and got this Canson sketchbook instead, just to have something quick. and it has like 60 pieces in it, so it gives me some room for error as far as running out of pages, because I'm going to keep it intact. Hello Mill, thank you so much. I'm glad you like my channel. Courtney, it's been a long time since I've seen you on live stream. I'm glad to see you here. Stephanie, welcome. Silvern, I'm trying to catch everybody in the live stream. I apologize if I miss you. But real quick, if you guys don't mind, I'd love it if you took the time to maybe share the live stream so we can get some more people here. I'd really appreciate that. But thank you for coming regardless. I'm going to be changing the different times for the live stream. So tomorrow's live stream is actually going to be in the afternoon my time, which is going to be let's see, probably around 1400 Central European time, somewhere around that time frame. I'll have it scheduled out right after this live stream. So after I live stream, I will make public the following day's live stream. That's kind of the direction that I'm going to go. And for the most part, I have this this inking here planned out, but only mildly. See, today's prompt is Swift, and when I thought of the word swift, I kind of imagined an animal running, and so I thought of a horse, because horses are just like majestic animals, and I think of them running, and if I was to describe a horse running, I would probably use the word swift. So that's kind of why I chose a horse. Oh, you also did a horse today? Yeah, that's cool. You should, if you haven't already shared it on Instagram or whatever, you should tag me so I can see it. I'd love to see your guys' inkings for today's Inktober. And I saw your piece with the birds on it. It was really, really cool. I was like, oh goodness, I'm gonna have to do something really good to have my picture anywhere near yours. Your birds, and just the way you kind of faded it out and had a bunch of birds making up one big bird, it was really, really cool. For the most part, I think I'm probably going to be using a brush today. I might incorporate some pens, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like this is going to mostly consist of me using a brush on the paper here. Oh, you did a woof? How do you tag me? So if you're posting it on Instagram, you can just tag me with the @unmaskart, and you can do the same thing on Facebook. So if you want to tag me, feel free to, and I'll be posting this finished piece on Instagram right after the live stream, so you guys can get a better look at it after I'm complete, and I'll check all those photos that you guys tag me in as far as what you're working on. Is there anybody inking right now? Yes, so Inktober it's not necessarily a theme each day, but there's a single word prompt. Like I said, today is Swift. Tomorrow, I believe, is Divided. And so it's just a single word, and you just draw whatever you know kind of comes to mind based on the word. And I already have tomorrow, already have tomorrow's idea in my mind. And I'm really curious if anybody's going to come anywhere close to what I came up for tomorrow's prompt, because I tried to choose things that weren't completely obscure, but things that didn't pop into my head right away. But I will give you a small hint as to what tomorrow's idea is kind of influenced by. Because many of you know that I have my degree in math, So when I saw the word divided, I instantly thought of math. So I'm going to be doing something related to numbers. So that's how I'm going to be approaching tomorrow's Inktober prompt. But I don't have anything sketched out, so there's a lot of you know, flexibility as far as what's actually going to happen tomorrow, because I have the image in my mind, and that's about it. So you're practicing drawing that apple in colored pencil that I helped you with? That's cool. I can't wait to see that. Yes, and for those of you that are interested in my colored pencil course, so I've been really putting in a lot of work the past few days, and especially this weekend. I've kind of been working all weekend and I feel bad, but it's going to be available just that much sooner. It's coming to an end, and I have projects 1 and 2 completely done, ready to go. I just need to really finish up a few little last bits of editing for projects 3, 4, and 5, and then they'll be ready to go, and then I just need to upload it to my website and let everybody know it's available. That's kind of where I'm at as far as my Intro to Colored Pencil course. I want to thank everybody that's been patiently waiting for that. So you'll be using only a brush with your Inktober pictures? Yeah, using the brush is a lot quicker than pens, but the styles that I'm going to be doing, like I'm going to be doing all kinds of different types of inking. So in some cases the pens are really going to be beneficial. And this is actually the first time that I've ever used really a brush to do any inking. I mean, sometimes I've used bottles of ink to fill in large spaces with black, but that's about as much of a brush use as I've gotten with inking. I mostly use the pens. I really like the fine lines and the control that I have with it. But for this picture, definitely, there's just so much black that I'm going to be putting in this picture that I decided it'd be best to just use a brush for the most part. And I have a little tray. I don't want to spill anything, but I have this little tray here, and I have some water so that I can turn my ink a little bit gray for some shading and some different effects like that. For tomorrow, make an Instagram post where you let people know you have this live stream and use a hashtag. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Thanks for that tip, Anna. Hello, Wendy. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you. I'm glad you like the way it's looking so far. I don't know if I'd go as far as say it's looking amazing, but it's looking better with each brush stroke. Trying to get the outline done so that we can all see the horse on the paper. So I'll try to get the outline done first before I start filling everything in. Aside from all of that, I hope everybody's been having a good weekend. Thank you. Yeah, it's, you know, this is going to be the first year that I've done the Inktober challenge. And last year, I think I was just too busy with my other art projects that I was working on, whether it was some kind of tutorial or just yeah, getting situated on YouTube, because last year is when I started as a professional artist. So I was doing a whole lot of stuff, as many of you probably recall. So last year I was unable to participate, but I'm glad to be participating this year. It seems that this year is the most popular year, so I really wanted to get into it this year because I thought that it would be kind of nice just to widen the audience a bit, especially coming into the colder months of the year where things start to slow down for YouTubers. I apologize if I missed anything in the chats. If you have a specific question or anything for me, please tag me in the comments by just doing @unmaskart. Make sure there's a space between unmask and art, and it will highlight my name so that I can see your question a little bit better. Oh, so you're, Wendy, you're also working on an inking drawing, or just working on some kind of piece in general? The type of ink that I'm working with is just a black Indian ink by Koh-I-Noor. So that's the ink. I went over all the supplies in the beginning of the live stream. So if you missed anything, you can check it out by jumping back to the beginning. And the brush that I'm using right now is just some cheap off-brand brush. There's literally nothing special about this brush. I just grabbed what was ever cheapest a long time ago. I don't even know how long I've had this brush that I'm using right now. I've had it for years. It was just one of those brushes that you get like in those cheap sets. Hello, Jesse. Thanks for coming by the live stream. It's good to see you. 45 is watching right now, so there's 45 people. That is my record. I've never had that many people watching the live stream before. So thank you all so much for coming by. Please feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I'm happy to answer all of them. Where do you see the event for Inktober? So I came across Inktober simply just by being an artist and being a part of the art community on YouTube and Facebook, because it's something that comes around and there's always somebody that you know that does it, and there's no official participation. It's just something that you can do, that anybody can do and join, and it's all about just getting better at drawing and creating on a daily basis. That's kind of the challenge of it, is kind of setting the time aside to draw every day, to create something every day, and that's kind of what it's supposed to be about, regardless of, you know, what other people may or may not come up with as far as their reasons for doing Inktober. But my reason, I pretty much draw every day anyway as a professional artist, but lately I haven't been working on like personal projects or anything real creative. So Inktober is going to be not only a challenge to just be as creative as possible with what I'm making, but also kind of slow down from like the business side of art, because for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 months now, I've really been like business focused on my career as an artist. And a lot of what I've been drawing and a lot of what I've been creating has been, the focus has been teaching. So it's been, I can't say that it's not been enjoyable, because it's certainly been fun. It's just kind of worn me down a little bit. So it's nice to just break away from all of that, with the exception of my colored pencil course that I'm going to be putting out this week. It's just going to refresh me. So that's why I really wanted to participate in this year. So, but I can assure you there's probably plenty of reasons why people are deciding their own personal reasons to do it. But I would say, aside from the official reason that you're supposed to participate, that's kind of my own personal reason. This paper, I can already tell you that the paper that this sketchbook is, this Canson sketchbook, is not what I was really hoping to have for Inktober. I was kind of hoping to get something a little bit thicker, with maybe just 30 or 40 pieces inside of it. That way I could really lay down a thick layer of ink and not have to worry about the page kind of warping a little bit, because I am getting that kind of wrinkly effect with the paper. Because I am laying down so much ink, and I'm going to be using a bit of water as well, so it's certainly not going to make that any better. Hello Renate, good to see you. Yvonne, how do you come to the drawing? How do I come up with it? I think that's what your question is. Well, I go based on the prompt. So the official prompt list, I just looked at that. I thought about the word Swift for, 10 minutes or something like that, and just kind of thought about what the word represented in my mind. And I came up with a horse, and so I wanted to draw a horse kind of running with its mane and its tail flowing back. I haven't gotten to the mane and tail yet, but I'm going to be very, very soon. Alright, so that's kind of it for the body of the horse. I'm going to start with the tail, I think. So I'm going to turn this, try to make sure it's still in camera frame. And just kind of bring the tail back a little bit. I want to keep it all really loose too. So I'm going to try not to be too precise here, but I want to keep it flowing really nicely. I want to get a lot of detail in the hair here. This is where using a brush is definitely much better than using the pens, because you can't get this effect by using the pens. You just can't. It's just the shape of the brush and the way the ink comes off of it. Alright, so there's the tail. I think that's detailed enough there. Now I'm going to do the mane up here. That's what it looks like so far. I haven't done any of the shading yet. I'm going to use some water to make my ink gray, and then I'm going to shade in some of the muscle structure here that I left white. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the background, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know what you'd like to maybe see me try. I'm open to suggestions. I wanted to leave some bits of this project a little ambiguous, that way you guys could participate a little bit. So if you have any ideas, something you'd like to see, please feel free to let me know. What can I draw? You can draw whatever you'd like. What's my Instagram? So my Instagram is in the description of the video here. It is the same, yes, it is the same as my YouTube channel. My Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube is all the same for my screen name. Alright, so I'm going to use some of this water that I have here, and I'm going to take some of my ink and dilute it in the water. So I'm not quite sure. So I'm probably like 80% water, 20% ink, or maybe even less than that, we'll see. And I'm going to come in here, I'm going to shade some of this. Okay, that seems to be too not diluted. Maybe there's so much ink on my brush that it's not diluted enough. So I'm just going to mix it in with clean water and then brush off some excess. Okay, so it is a little bit gray, so I'm going to gray in some of that. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's going to give it a really cool effect, I think. What about a river in the back, since rivers are mostly swiftly? That's a good idea. Do you know the tip cheetah running background? I don't. I don't know the cheetah background thing. Sorry. I could do a haunted forest. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I could do like some trees, and then I could use like the lighter gray to create some of the trees in the back. I kind of like that tree idea. I might incorporate some kind of tree. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do some grass right here. So maybe I'll add a kind of tree type thing behind the horse. I was just gonna do kind of a sky, but I don't know. I like the tree idea though. Oh, you know what? I have a bit of hair down here on its front leg. I don't know the name for this kind of hair down here. Foot hair, feet hair. There, like that. Yeah. I'm going to put in the grass first. So I want to try this technique that I kind of just made up right before the live stream. So here's the horse so far. What does swift mean? Swift is like kind of like an adjective for the type of a run. So it's like kind of quick and smooth. That's the way I think of it anyway. Oh, you drew a fox? Yeah, that fox is a good one. I like that. I kind of wish I drew a fox now. Yeah, the only problem with that idea on it about like putting water and then dripping some of the ink to kind of make the cloudy shape is that this paper is so thin that I don't think it's going to work really well. So I'm going to grab my fan brush here with a bit of mess on it, and I'm gonna try to create some grass. See, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this a bit better. This effect that I'm getting, it's actually really cool. So I'm just using a fan brush and kind of creating this grass. Let me show you what I'm doing here. See, this is my ink and water right here. Just kind of dipping the tips of my fan brush in there. And I'm kind of getting a really nice grassy effect here. Fan brushes don't really like to be wet because they do this choppy thing, which I already was aware of, which makes it perfect for creating grass. But I think I need a little bit more like dark ink. So I'll get some less diluted ink to get some of the darker grass effect. Let me get some more ink here. You're drawing the Flash. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good character. If you were to choose a character, the Flash is really good. How long have I practiced drawing? I think, I don't know. I've been drawing for so long that I guess all of it I kind of consider practice. Oh, hello, Kim. No, you're not too late. I haven't been working for that long on this piece. Alright, I feel like this is going to be a bit too black. I'm going to try to... I'm making a mess here. Okay, yeah, that's not too black. That's pretty good there. I think that's a good shade. I've been drawing, anyways, back to the question, I've been drawing since I was like 6. And I've been practicing since then, I would say, because when I was that age, I was actually drawing like for the purpose of getting good at it. But I kind of went on and off over my adult life, and so I really got into drawing when I started high school, and then after I graduated high school, kind of took quite a bit of time off, and then I would say like 2011 is when I really started doing art stuff like a lot. Oh, you gotta jump on day one. This is a good prompt. I think Swift has a lot of potential here. You know what? I like this effect with this fan brush so much that I want to add a bit more kind of like flyaway hairs to the hair here. I like the effect. Just fills it in a little bit more. Kind of makes it fiery looking. Alright, so time for some trees, I guess. I need to clean out my brush a bit. Maybe I'm gonna try a new brush. Let me see if I have one handy here. Okay, so I have this other brush. It's a bit smaller though. I'd like a bigger brush, because I need it to be, if I'm going to do trees, so I'm just going to kind of do trees like this. I'll just do a few trees. I'm going to leave this kind of treeless here. So real light, like a really light gray color, and I'll just fill in these kind of tree shapes here. And this is going to be really faint, so you guys can see that, right? Let me zoom out a little bit more. There. So I'm going to be putting in the trees, and it's not really going to show up all that much, maybe. I can't tell. You guys let me know if you see these trees, because they're really faded, and I'm gonna do that for the backdrop here. Sorry, there's this cast shadow because of my light, so you really can't see it all that well. You post art on Instagram. I started doing that recently since I made the account a few days ago. Yeah, you know, I should probably do Instagram a little bit more consistently, but I really don't. I could probably post a few more like work in progress type pictures. Yeah, the page is pretty wrinkled, but I think it's going to flatten out once it dries a little bit better, so I'm not all that concerned about it. I don't care enough for the paper here. Alright, now I'm going to throw in some branches. Just a few little branches, and then I'll take a darker gray and then add some trees right over top of these ones. And that will help create that depth in the piece. And I think that would be it. I feel like this little piece here kind of happened quickly. I don't know, how long have I been streaming for? Yeah, this, you know, this didn't actually take all that long. So I'm gonna add in a lot of detail here. All right, yeah, those trees are a bit wrinkly, but as the paper dries, it will get a bit smoother. I'm not concerned about it. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. Now I need to go a bit darker with my foreground trees. So let me, here's a bit darker ink. So I need to be a little bit more careful as to where I put these trees. There we go, there's one. I'll put one right here, I think. Yeah, I'll put one here, coming down. And maybe I'll put like a few, I don't know, a few smaller bushes type thing, just to help this scene kind of be a little bit more realistic. Alright, and then I'll put a tree there. And let's do the branches first. Let's finish the tree, and then I'll do some other stuff. So some branches out like this. Just going to try to put a lot of these little branches in there. The horse looks amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I will 100% be doing the live stream tomorrow. So I will be live streaming every single day for the month of October, and I'll be changing the time. So it won't be at this time tomorrow. Depending on where you live, it might be really early in the morning. Oh, hello, Mara. It's been a very long time since I seen you in a live stream. I don't even remember the last time. So I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much. All right, let's add some more branches here. Let's get in here with all kinds of details. I'm even going to add a bit of texture to this tree, give it a bit of a shadow on this side here, and continue adding some branches. So I hope everybody has been enjoying the live stream so far. It's been fun for me. This piece totally took a life of its own, so I hope that you guys are enjoying it. This is, believe it or not, this is the first time that I've worked with ink and water and a brush. So this is all an experiment for me. So I'm really glad that you guys came by to watch and hang out and ask questions, and I hope that you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for coming. If you don't mind, I'd really appreciate if you guys maybe took a moment to just share the live stream if you haven't already. See how many people we can get here. I actually so when I started the live stream, somebody said that there was 45 people watching. That is the most that I've ever had on any of my live streams to date. So I'm really excited about that. I want to thank you guys for helping me get that milestone, getting to 45. Let's see if we can get it to 50. Let me know how many people are watching. Every week that I live stream, I always look at the count to see how many people I was able to get in the live stream. And today I beat my old record. You know what I kind of want to do? Let's see, I kind of want to go a little bit darker and maybe add like one more tree. But you know what I need to do? I need to draw in some like longer grass. So a bit of, I don't know, like different foliage here. Just to add a bit more down here towards the bottom. It's kind of like that, I think. Yeah, I think that just fills in the bottom a little bit more. But I kind of want to add one more darker tree. So let me get a little bit of black ink here and some water. Oh, that might be too dark. Yeah, it's too dark. Let's see here. A bit more water. Making a mess over here. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I want this tree to go and how I want it to look. I think I'll put it... No, I don't want to go through the tail. This is a tough one. Thank you so much for sharing, Blaze. 48 watching? That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. That's so exciting. Oh, we hit 50? Oh, that's rad. Thank you so much, everybody. You're awesome. I've never had that. I've never had even close. I've never even had close to 50. So I'm so grateful for everybody. Thank you. I still can't decide where I want this tree and what I want it to look like. So maybe I will just... I think I'll go right here. Yeah, I think I'll go right here. And I'm gonna go kind of gnarled a little bit. So down here, this is pretty much just all gonna be the tree right here in this area. There we go. And then I'm gonna come up here with a branch like over like that, just kind of twist it out. And then up here like that. And I'm just gonna add in all kinds of really small twigs to this tree here. Oh, I went a little dark on that one, but I'm going to use it as the shadow, I guess. Give the tree a bit dimension. There, that doesn't look too bad. I salvaged it. Let's add some more twigs coming off this tree. Will I be darkening the grass at his back hooves? No, I don't think so. I kind of like it. Maybe a little bit. I'll just darken them. Since you mentioned it, I think it needs to be darkened a bit. Maybe kind of a cast shadow, I guess you could say. But I need it to be transitioned a little bit better for his back legs to look like they're in the grass. That's why I didn't draw them, because I knew that they'd be in grass. There, I like that tree. I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do up here now. I think I might try, I don't know if I want to try a sky type thing, because the paper's already really wrinkly. So maybe I'll just try to add some kind of foliage or something. I don't know. Let me clean out my brush a little bit so I can try something. I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add like a hill. I'm gonna add a hill like this. Yeah, that's, so that will just be the ground. I'm gonna darken up this edge here. There we go. Yeah, kind of like that. And then I'm gonna add like a small tree back there. Hold on, let me try to catch up with the chat here. Is it like a wild horse? I think of it as a wild horse, yeah. Yeah, no saddle, no gear or anything. He is jumping to another world, add streak of white light. I don't know. I originally, like, I kind of had this image of doing a streak type thing, but it just totally evolved into what it is now. I'm gonna add a tree back here. And then maybe like really far in the background. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I need it to be really light gray, and I'm just gonna add kind of that is not light gray. Where is the light gray? So I'm gonna add kind of not a mountain range, but like trees that are really far in the back. So kind of the skyline here. If I can keep it gray enough. So that's like the trees really far in the background. Hopefully that's showing up the way that I see it. There we go. I don't add too much texture to the back because otherwise it will just look kind of weird. All right. I think I want to darken this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna darken up where his feet, his back legs are, kind of coming into the grass. Maybe darken that grass up there, right along the edge. What else could we do here? I feel like I'm kind of running out of ideas. But I like leaving back here white. I was thinking about doing like clouds and maybe even a moon, but I kind of like it like this. I'm gonna darken up this edge of the tree a little bit here. And this hill. There. Yeah, I like that. All right, let me catch up with the chat. We'll use this. Look at the thumbs. My thumbs? Are you talking about my thumbs? There are leaves swirling because he's moving so fast. Yeah, that's a good idea. There should be some leaves. Yeah, there should be leaves. I'm afraid to add any more detail because I don't want to take away from the horse, because it's kind of the centerpiece. And I'm afraid if I add any more detail, it might take that away. But I do like the idea of maybe adding like a stick kind of coming like this. There. Maybe just like a little stick coming off the ground. What else? I honestly, I don't think there's anything else I really want to add to it. Maybe texturize. I'm going to texturize these highlights on the horse. That way it gives it a bit more of a fur kind of look to it. So really small, thin lines coming into the highlights. But I think that's actually might be it for the day. I can't really think of what else to add without making it distracting. You know what I mean? I'd say that I'm done. Okay, yeah. Enough? Okay, yeah. I think it is enough. If I try to do too much, you can kind of mess things up by doing too much. So I think it's time to call it a day. I just want to have like one more look at it to see if there's anything. I could add a moon in the top right corner. I could add a moon. You're not wrong about that. But I don't like the moon up here. I kind of like the moon right here. But the thing about doing a moon is that you have to do the sky around it, and it has to be darker. I don't like the idea of doing like a circle there and calling it a moon, because the surrounding area, and that makes the moon look darker than the sky, which is never the case. So I don't think I can put a moon in. Yeah, I don't think I can put a moon in. Oh, I just had an idea. I have an idea. Yes. So I forget who mentioned it. I think it was Courtney maybe that mentioned doing leaves. Oh, I like this idea. Okay, this is going to be kind of risky, but yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to risk it. Okay, so I'm getting a little risky here. So he's kind of throwing up dirt with his legs, his feet going crazy here. Ah, yes, that's perfect. This is exactly what I was missing. This is what I was missing here. There. Yes, now it's done. My finger's all dark. I need something to wipe my hand off with. I'll just use my hand. All right. I'm for sure calling it done now. The last little bit of splatter there is exactly what it needed. Yes. That creates that kind of like busting out of the ground type of thing. Yes, that's perfect. All right, so this was actually a lot shorter stream than what I was thinking about. I thought it was going to be a really long stream because I didn't quite know what I was going to do with this. All I knew was a horse. And so thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the live stream. Remember, I'm going to be having a live stream every day this month. I'll be scheduling tomorrow's live stream as soon as I'm done with this live stream, so be on the lookout for that. If you're not able to make it, don't worry. I'm going to be changing the time each day so that no matter what everybody's going to get a chance to come to the streams. I'll have a picture of this on my Instagram and over on Facebook, and I'll also share it on Twitter. So all the links to my social media is in the description. So make sure you subscribe and go check out my Instagram and Facebook to see the final picture of this so you can get a much better look at it. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. So take care. Peace.